Hello, it's Edmund Mike November Golf here, and I'm going to do a video today on the Baofeng GT-3TP Tri-Power handheld. I bought this after a local group that provides communications for things like sponsored walks. A lot of their members bought the GT3. And after a while I thought, well, I'll buy one just to see if it's any good. They all spoke highly of it, and there's one seller on eBay in particular. I don't know how well this will come out on my the camera here, but it's Next Big Think, that's T-H-I-N-K, not T-H-I-N-G, who is selling the GT3TP with a 3800 milliamp hour battery, and here it is. So I thought I would buy it to see if it was any good. I thought I owned one already, but I didn't. I'll come to that in a minute. So there are quite a few reviews on this radio on different YouTube videos. I watched most of them, and I found myself with a few questions, so I'm not going to try to do a comprehensive review in this video. There's enough of those on YouTube already, but in this video I'm going to try to answer the questions that I found myself wondering to myself. And if you've done a video already and you've already answered these questions, then I apologise for missing them. But this is the only GT3TP that I've ever owned. I'm assuming it's fairly representative of all the ones that are out there, but having said that, please don't buy one on the assumption that it will be identical. What you get might not be exactly the same. The first question I asked to myself was the antenna. Much is made in several YouTube videos of the fact that you get this antenna, the Sane Sonic INF641, and it is reputedly designed specifically for the amateur bands rather than just general VHF UHF coverage. I don't know if that's true. It is very flexible like that, you see, so a bit different from the usual stock antennas. But my first question, which no other video answered, was, is it male or female? Not that it really matters, I just wanted to know. So the SMA connector on the bottom of the antenna is female, meaning that it is a male plug. On top of the radio, the little pin is in there. The second thing was the battery. Next Big Think, I think, are unique, certainly from what I've seen on eBay, to sell this radio with the extended battery included. And I looked at it and I thought, oh, I've got one of those. I'll bring this up on the computer here if I can do it one-handed. Let's have a look. There we are. So it's Tri-Power, 1 watt, 4 watts, 8 watts it says here. Again, I'll come on to that in a minute. And you get the upgraded battery, 3800 milliamp hour, and I thought, I've got one of those already, except I haven't. This is the one from the Baofeng UV5R, the original version, not the one with the bit at the bottom that you have to Dremel off to get it to go on the 5R Plus and all that. But that is the BL5L. This one is lighter, it's physically smaller, and although it looks similar, it's the BL5. This will fit perfectly on the bottom of that. That won't. So if you've got one of these, maybe from a few years ago for your UV5R, don't buy this thinking that you'll be able to put it on it. You won't. That was the next thing that I was interested in. Third thing was programming. Chirp. The latest version of Chirp is dated the 2nd of July. That's the daily build rather than the stable release. And in this as yet there is no, let's see if I can find it, download from radio, there is no setting specifically for the GT3, so the one you need is the BF F8HP high power, which appears at the top of the list, and this does work if you have a programming cable that works, if you don't have trouble with drivers and that kind of thing. Let's go over here. You can program it, and with my one anyway, it was not necessary to do the modification to the programming cable that's suggested on the Miclaw website. You might need to chop a bit of rubber off the cable. In my experience I didn't need to, but what I did need to do was push it in very tightly and wiggle it a little bit. If you stick it in half-hearted, then you probably won't get a good enough connection. As ever, for anything Chinese handheld, Miclaw.com, MIKLOR.com should always be your first port of call. And then last but not least, the power that this thing produces. I have charged the battery, which I will put on. So I tried this yesterday when the battery was only partially charged. It's now fully charged, but to be honest, a couple of hours charging hasn't made that much difference. I'm only going to do this on 2 meters because my power meter doesn't work at UHF, but you can vary the power even if it's programmed in, even if you're in memory mode. You can vary the power using the hash and key, and there are 3 settings, high, medium and low, that you can scroll through in order. So on the low power setting, on the 2 meter cooling channel, 2.5 watts. Medium power, I'm going to have to go up to the 20 watt range now. So medium is a fraction over 5, and the high power setting is about 8.5, and to be honest, all 3 of those aren't much higher than the readings I got when the battery hadn't had about 2 hours worth of charging. So I hope this little video is helpful. It does seem a very good radio so far. As ever, it's a bit susceptible to breakthrough from nearby strong signals, but again, it might be possible to alter the squelch settings in the chirp software. And my first impressions so far are very good. I particularly like the antenna. It looks bigger in the reviews and online than in real life. If I get a biro sized pen and sit it next to it, you can see it's not that much bigger. It's not even 2 icon pens long. So hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions, then please do leave them and I'll do my best to answer them.